Reality disagrees with you, and here's why. 1. Right up from the bat, your statement is immediately erroneous, and the reason for that is firearms, marksmanship, that is a martial art. And if you want a jutsu name to be able to call it by, since you probably think it has to end in jutsu to be a martial art, it's called hojutsu in Japanese. A martial artist trains in all manner of weaponry, including firearms. So assuming a martial artist doesn't know how to use a firearm, that's a big mistake on you. 3. A smart firearm owner will be trained in hand-to-hand combat and in the use of non-firearm weaponry. 4. No one showers or sleeps with their firearm unless they are paranoid. 5. If the firearm becomes non-functional for some reason, then you don't have any options for defense anymore, because without martial arts, you probably don't know how to use that firearm as a bludgeoning instrument. 6. If you run out of ammunition or simply don't have any because of your lack of planning, well, then you sort of just became useless in your own self-defense. In the modern military, pray to God that you never hear the term fix bayonets. 7. The statement, "I have a gun," whenever seeing non-firearm martial arts, is a statement usually said by cowards and or weaklings, because they probably couldn't use a firearm to begin with in their own self-defense, and they definitely don't have the fortitude to engage in anything physical. Now, let's address your erroneous statement that everyone owns a firearm. Well, not everyone owns a firearm, let alone carries one. So even the people who own firearms, they may not carry them with them everywhere. And not everyone conceals carries a firearm either. So that is a very erroneous statement to think that everyone owns a firearm these days and carries a firearm these days. The only people that would say that is people who have a fear of a physical altercation, or those who are completely incapable of engaging in a physical altercation. Now, let's address firearms, marksmanship, and other forms of gunnery as a martial art. The firearm might be the great equalizer in combat, but guess what? It has its limits, and a good martial artist knows the limitations of their weapon, what it can do and what it cannot do. And so if you do not understand your firearm, you're going to make mistakes, and you will be unsuccessful in its use. And we're going to talk about a very important concept about this that completely tears your entire argument apart, that martial arts are useless. You see, the reason why you think martial arts are useless, especially if someone else has a firearm, is because you have the erroneous belief that martial arts is restricted to like boxing and wrestling type things. You don't understand that martial arts relates to anything involved in warfare. In fact, that's what martial arts means. But here, that's neither here nor there. The point is, martial arts involves weaponry as well, including the use of firearms. There's this one thing called the 21-foot rule. And if you yourself had actually had any firearm training at all whatsoever, you would understand the 21-foot rule, because it would have been taught to you. Anyhow, the 21-foot rule basically says in experiments that if you put someone at 21 feet or closer to someone with a holstered pistol, as they go to draw the holstered pistol, the person at 21 feet can cover that distance and kill the gunman before the gunman can get a shot fired off that could effectively neutralize the threat. This is why if someone's approaching, they get within 21 feet of a police officer, the police officer might shoot them if they're within that 21 feet, because that's too close. That right there is within the range of safety where the officer's life could be endangered.